All right, let's talk about something that might hit a little close to home. Have you ever felt like your job, the thing that's supposed to be building you up, is actually kind of shrinking you? It's this strange feeling that a ton of us have, but we just don't really have the words for it.
It's a really weird feeling, right? I mean, you're putting in the hours, you're climbing that ladder. But instead of your world getting bigger, it feels like it's narrowing, like other doors are quietly shutting. If that resonates with you at all, trust me, you are not alone in this.
So, in this explainer, we're really going to unpack this feeling. We're going to look at where it comes from, and it all boils down to this deep tension between who we are as complex, multifaceted people and the single, narrow frame that work often tries to put us in.
Okay, so where does this all begin? Well, a big part of the problem starts with something we're always told is a good thing: specialization.
You know the advice, dig one well. And look, on the surface, it totally makes sense. Focus leads to mastery, right? But what the source material points out is this hidden cost. While you're digging super deep in that one spot, you can totally lose sight of the entire landscape around you. And when that balance collapses, your expertise stops feeling like a strength and starts feeling, well, like a cage.
So, how exactly do we end up in this trap? It's not just random. This feeling of being confined, it's usually caused by two really powerful forces that are almost always at play in our work lives.
Okay, trap number one, the job completely takes over our identity. Think about it. Someone asks, so what do you do? We don't say, I design things. We say, I am a designer, or I am an engineer. And hey, that title can feel great, it can be a source of pride, but it also draws a really tight box around us. It becomes this label that says not just what you are, but also, by default, everything you are not. And this is where the why behind the specialization is so important. If you choose your well because you're curious, because it's exciting, that feels like an adventure. It feels like play. But if you're shoved into a well just to make ends meet, just to survive, that same act of digging becomes confinement. The path can look exactly the same from the outside, but your internal experience it's just night and day.
All right, the second trap is a lot more straightforward. Our jobs take everything. I mean, literally, they take our two most valuable non-renewable resources for actually growing and exploring: our time and our energy.
And while this visual just lays out the math of the problem so clearly, when you actually break it down, 60% of your day, gone. Work and commute. Then another 25% is just recovery mode. Eating, sleeping, trying to de-stress. So what are you left with? This tiny little 15% sliver. Just think about that for a second. That is all the time you have left for everything else that actually makes you, you. Potential needs room to breathe. And for most of us, there's just no room left. The source uses this metaphor that I think is just perfect. A career path should feel like a flowing river, but when it becomes this closed system with no way to branch off or change direction, it turns into a dam. It just blocks the flow of new ideas, new people, new experiences. And we all know what happens to a river that stops flowing, right? It just stagnates. So what we're looking at is basically a three-part squeeze. First, your job narrows who you think you are. Then it just eats up all your time and energy. And finally, by keeping you locked on this one single track, it prevents the one thing that really sparks growth, that random, beautiful collision of different ideas and different worlds. And all of this leads us to the real heart of the issue. It's not that jobs are, evil or anything. It's that there's this core mismatch, a fundamental conflict between how a job is structured and, well, how a human being is actually built. I mean, just think about how we actually operate. We are naturally wonderfully messy and multifaceted. We're not built to do just one thing. We thrive when we combine stuff. We listen to music while we're thinking about philosophy, or writing an email while planning a workout. Our brains are literally designed to mash different ideas together. And yet, the world of work demands the complete opposite, doesn't it? It asks you, what are you? And it expects one single, clean answer. It wants you to fit perfectly into one box with one title on one neat and tidy career path. And this, right here, is the big aha moment. That feeling of being shrunk, it's not in your head, it's real. You are a complex, multifaceted being, just overflowing with different interests and possibilities. But when your job forces you into that one single mold, all those other parts of you, the artist, the athlete, the adventurer, they get trimmed away. And what is our potential really if not all of those overflowing parts? So, the big question is, where do we go from here? How do we break out of this frame? Now, there's no easy one-size-fits-all solution because this is a really deep-seated thing. What it really takes is a major and honestly a pretty liberating shift in how we think about work and about ourselves. It really boils down to changing our perspective. The old way of thinking is, my job is my identity. It's the label that defines me. But the new view, it reframes your job as just one layer of your experience. It's a chapter in your story, for sure, but it is not the whole book. And this is the key thing to hold on to. Your job should be a part of your life, but it should never, ever be the entirety of it. Because the second your job becomes your whole identity, that's the moment it starts squeezing out all the other stuff, the potential that makes life so rich and interesting.
This is the mindset shift that can really set you free. A job isn't you. A job is a tool. It's a tool you use to earn money, to learn something new, maybe to contribute to something bigger. But here's the thing. You are the one holding the tool. The tool doesn't hold you. You are not the hammer. You are the architect who decides what to build.
And that really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question of all. If your job is just one tool in your toolkit, what are you going to build with all the rest? Thanks for digging into this with me today.